Hello, and welcome to Thursday, the 30th of April. I hope that you have had a lovely sleep and that you are already smiling for the day. That feels like a nice thing to say. And I hope you've already had a big glass of water. There you go. There is your public service announcement to go and have a glass of water. All right. Because hydraulic balance as well. Hydrostasis. And are you dehydrated, basically? All right. So today we still have the moon in Libra, which means tomorrow the moon goes into Scorpio. Yay! And we've got a Scorpio full moon on Saturday morning. Now this is really important because I feel like we're heading into a very um dark, hidden, secretive, deep soul, intense thinking and feeling, old experiences coming back to be dealt with. Um, Again, I'm not going to say it's like full trauma, but we are going into that underworld realm. This is Pluto's and Mars's full moon. All right. So they're going to be there. These feelings are going to be here. So, and I have told you guys I've done this Lilith essay. So I've left Lilith in because she's like an equal to Pluto. All right. So Pluto and Lilith rule the eighth house and Scorpio. So why not have Lilith in there with a Scorpio full moon? Actually, I wonder if I click this button again to see settings, viewer, and I'll click that one again and see if that helps. There we go. Hello, Louise. Good morning, Heather and Alicia. How are you? Look, I clicked the button and then I can see you. All right, so now an interesting one. So because I've left Lilith in, I just want to talk to you about this grand square that we have. And basically, Venus is at 7 degrees of Libra. The nodes are at 7 degrees of Virgo and Pisces. Okay, so this is a mutable grand square. And because I've got Lilith in there, we've got Lilith at 7 degrees of Sagittarius. All right, so heading into that full moon, and Lilith in Sagittarius is, all right, so she is, the whole premise is she was Lilith was Adam's equal. And he said, no, I want you to be subservient to me. And she said, no, I'm going to live in the wilds with the animals rather than be your servant. Good morning, Kath. Good morning, Elizabeth. Hey, DG. Good morning, Susan. So with this configuration happening, we've got Lilith at 7 degrees of Sagittarius. And so this is where the moral or ethical stance I feel like must be taken, because she's up there going, no, I hold this understanding that I have very highly and morally and ethically. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Christy. And so that opposition to Venus in Gemini and the fact that we've got this Pluto or the Scorpio full moon brewing, all right, it's like tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. No, the full moon Saturday, the moon moves into Scorpio tomorrow morning. And so what are these conversations? Venus in Gemini, all right. We've got that Uranus freshly in Gemini, so we've got this shift in our mindset. Good morning, Amy. And that Lilith, she's up here and Venus is down here. And I don't know whether I want to say Venus is more like Eve and Lilith is like Lilith, going, no, no, I am powerful within where I'm right. And I wonder if she's either trying to talk to Venus, right? So Venus in Gemini, who is Mercury is approaching Chiron. So there is some aspect here that needs to be dealt with, spoken about, healed, addressed. Maybe it's a conversation that is going to help others change their opinion. All right. So this grand square is with the nodes. All right. So there is some sort of past and present action or past and future action that has the ability to be uh, connected with Pisces in the North Node, and some attitude or cognitive awareness released. Good morning, Shani. How are you? So I hope you can sort of understand what I'm saying. All right. So this is a very feminine quality. All right. And like I said, that Venus is like, this is something I know to be true and I will hold strong as part of my makeup. All right. Like nobody can make you change your beliefs. All right. And is it just lip service when you agree, even when you disagree? You know what I mean? Like, again, I just looked at the chart and I'm like, all right, so we've got Venus and Lilith facing off with each other. But Lilith is just standing there going, this is a stance I'm going to take. And Venus is like, all right, well, maybe I don't fully understand what's going on, so a conversation needs to be had because Mercury approaching Chiron. All right, and the fact that there is a tension with the two squares to the nodes, I just think that, and Venus has just done her trine to Pluto. All right, so she's already in that understanding and mindset where she's looked at some hidden factors or some truths and clarified something. And again, is there some sort of stance that needs to be taken to find that internal equilibrium? Or is it just you need to talk about something with your partner or a partner because it's the Libran moon, all right? And again, Libran moon, Venus ruling, still looking at Mercury, who is in Aries. So there's all this like forceful energy that wants us to get the thing done really, really fast, but again, wisdom and the fact that we know better. All right, so that was my little my monologue. All right, so today we might also be dealing with the fallout from yesterday. So yesterday I was talking about, having those conversations with people, being confident about who you are, where you stand, how you show up, and talking about what you want your future to look like. Here again, we have that Lilith factor of no fucks given. All right, this is my choice, my decision, my understanding, my future, and I want it to look this way. So, did you have to come up against somebody going, well, that just doesn't fit the narrative, or something like that? All right, so today we could be dealing with stuff that we did yesterday, but things must change. All right, so is there a particular fact or truth about yourself that needs to be shared or brought into the light? Maybe it is a genuine moral or ethical stand that needs to be taken before anything proceeds. All right, so balance is found by speaking up and taking action. All right, so today the moon is making no applying aspects. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. The moon is only opposing Mercury. All right. So again, we're weighing things up with our thoughts. Like it's a very thought provoking, and then it is also opposing Chiron. So we're thinking, we're approaching a very healing opportunity, or again, Chiron, he taught the gods wisdom. All right, so he also taught them how to fight. He also taught them how to heal. He also taught them a whole lot of other things. But again, it's this: what is good for you? How can you survive and thrive on these things that have always affected us? All right, so where is your Chiron? Again, again, so that Chiron wound is something that we hold our whole lives, yet we become a master of it eventually. So again, maybe if you have mastered that Chiron wound, you're now thinking about it in a completely different way. Maybe that conversation that is being had is maybe your wisdom and stance talking to a younger generation of, that feminine energy, so that you're not trying to convince them ever anything. You're just imparting knowledge and wisdom so that they can change their own minds. Something like that. How does that feel? All right. That's pretty much. Let's draw a card. Oh, see, I really want to. I'm gonna do a Scorpio card early because, like I said, Lilith. All right. So, Lilith represents that part of ourselves that has repressed our rage, that has not spoken up for ourselves because that's not the thing you do. That, maybe we are so used to a certain situation. Again, we grew up watching people live their lives and we thought that's what life was supposed to look like. Awesome, DG. So now you're in a state, and it's especially hard if you have a partner that has accepted that this is how it is for however many years, and then all of a sudden you're there going, it's not working for me anymore, which is basically perimenopause or menopause for women. And, if their partners are not educated in that realm, which, you know, I have to say that there are a lot of men now that are very accepting and helpful when it comes to cycles and moods and all of those things. And also the awareness that a female body changes, therefore, you have to support the person that is struggling under the weight of all of these changes. So, again, coming up against a partner that's like, I don't like this new version of you, when it's really just an evolution of the same person. So, I don't know, popping that one in there because it definitely could be a situation that you have to deal with to, again, re-educate, come back to, how can balance be found in a situation that is tricky, where you have to like really stand up for yourself and the things that you know and understand and believe in. And this was not my first pick. But it's about sexuality. Look at that booty. All right, so you know, oh, awesome. I love that, DG. I have to say that Mick is also exactly the same. So supportive and understanding and aware as well, because, this stuff is coming into the light for a whole generation of women that before we were just called crazy. Anyway, so sexuality and how much does that fit the Scorpio full moon that's coming? All right, so this is card number 4. All right. So, sexuality is a natural part of life. So, embrace your and enjoy your intimate, sensual, passionate nature. Take time to explore your sexuality. How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel sexy, attractive, and happy with your body? Or are you judging yourself harshly? You need to let go of any old feelings of hurt, shame, or guilt in relation to your sexuality. And remembering Lilith is all about shame, guilt, and sexual repression. So, and she just wanted to jump on top, and Adam said no. Basically, that was the gist of it. She wanted to get up on top, and he said no. All right. So if you are in a relationship, you need to bring some romance back and spice things up in order to make us in order to make sex an incredibly fulfilling, seductive, exhilarating, and orgasmic experience. You need to let go of your defenses and fears of being intimate with your partner. Relinquish control or take control and dive into an unguarded, ecstatic, blissful passion. Be creative, communicate with your lover, and find new and exciting ways of thrilling each other. And how perfect is that for Saturday mornings, full moon? So, what I'm sort of feeling right now is, because I'm talking about this into the lead up of this heightened sexual place, um, where, like, if you're the type of person that is very reserved when it comes to sexual activity, I wonder if looking into the reasons of your reservation, is it your self-image? Is it your self-worth? Is it conditioning? Like, what are the things that are repressing you from having that authentic sexual experience and action? So, I'm good, DG. Maybe it's time to jump on top. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? Like, we are absolutely in that place right now. And is it the conversation that Lilith is having with Gemini, at that they're in that opposition with each other right now, having that conversation? And yesterday was, having that difficult conversation. Um, so because Uranus in Gemini, all right, just as like it is the potent thing that is showing us that we can change our opinions and our views. So Paul's going to be like, thank you, Bridget. So that's pretty much me, guys. That's pretty much me. I think all day this is just going to be such a deep dive, a cognitive shift in your perception of the world as well. So take a stand. um just think about those things that you want to, that, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. Go read the Kama Sutra or something. These thousand-year-old texts that talk about human interactions in the most fabulous of ways. Why does this generation hold so much repression? Well, we know why, but like Lilith said, no, I will not be repressed under your opinion. So have a fabulous day with that, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.